Okay, so here, right, again, what we're looking at is the standard form, remember, okay? That's what we're looking at here. Let me just get rid of this. I don't think I need this. And this is just a reminder of what the standard form is. There we go. Just had to get rid of that. This is just a reminder of what the standard form is for a quadratic function, okay? Namely, you have f of x, that's equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. Remember, the hk, that point, right? That's the vertex. Remember, that's where the graph changes direction. The a here, if it's positive, the graph opens upward. If it's negative, the graph opens downward. What's nice about this form, though, is you can actually use this to come up with a quadratic function. If you know the vertex and a point that passes, and you know that the quadratic function, the graph that is, passes through a certain point. So if you know a certain point on the graph besides the vertex. Okay, so here's another example. If I remember correctly, this is the example we got up to. So let's say we want to find the quadratic function with vertex 2, 4, and it passes through the point 4, 7. Let's just say that's what we want to do, okay? So we want to find the quadratic function whose vertex is 2, 4, and it passes through the point 4, 7. Okay, well, how do we do that? Well, the vertex, remember, right, 2, 4, that means it's equal to hk. And if 2 points are the same, their x and y coordinates must be the same as well. Their x and y coordinates must be the same as well. So in other words, let me say it better. The x coordinates are the same, and their y coordinates are the same. So I meant to say. So in other words, we get h must equal 2 equals h, so h equals 2. You know, you could interchange the size of the equation. And 4 equals k, so k equals 4. Okay, so that's what we get here. Okay, so right away we know what h and k are. So f of x then we get is a times x minus 2 squared plus 4. Okay, so we have that so far. Are we done yet? Well, no, because we have to figure out what a is. We have to figure out what a is, right? Okay, but how do we do that? Well, we know 4, 7 is on the graph. What the? Okay. So 4, 7 is on the graph. So that means f of 4 must equal 7. Okay? F of 4 must equal 7. So in other words, when x is 4, this whole thing has to equal to 7. And that's what we have here. When x is 4, the whole thing has to equal to 7, right? And we can use that to figure out what a is. Namely, we have 7 equals f of 4, right? That's what we said. And f of 4 is also equal to this, you know, when x is 4. Okay. Okay, that's good. So from here, we get 7 is a times 4 minus 2 squared plus 4, right? And that's equal to a times 2 squared plus 4, which is 4a plus 4. All right, well, what is this telling us? This is telling us that 7 is 4 times a plus 4. 7 is 4 times a plus 4. Okay? That's what we get here. And so from here, then, we want to solve for a. You know, a is like the unknown here, right? A is like our x, so to say. So So from here, we get 4a plus 4 is 7. But we want to get a. So what do? We isolate it, right? So we subtract 4 from both sides. Okay? I know I put 4a plus 4 on the left, but again, you could interchange both sides of the equation. You know, that's what we did over here with h and k, right? Here we had 2 equals h, so h must equal 2. We interchange both sides of the equation. Same thing with k. 4 equals k, so k equals 4. So we have 4a plus 4 is 7. We want to get a all alone. Okay, well, let's get the 4 out of there. How do we do that? We subtract 4 from both sides. We get 4a equals 3, right? And so from here, 4a equals 3. And then dividing both sides by 4, right? We get a, right? We divide both sides by 4. We get a equals 3/4. A equals 3/4. That's what we get here. So now that we know what a is, we put it in, and this is what our function looks like. That's what the function looks like. So this is the quadratic function whose vertex is 2, 4, and passes through the point 4, 7. And again, as a check, I sketched the graph of it in Desmos, okay? I mean, I have the graph here for you, okay? But let me just graph it in Desmos, actually. Let me actually graph it, that is. So I'm going to do that as well. So let me just get Desmos up. I mean, I have the picture, I have the graph there. I feel better sketching it as well. So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to share Desmos. Here we go. So again, I am logged in. You really don't have to have an account. I do recommend it though, because it's free. Go to Graphing Calculator, right? Click. Can they see it? Yes, they can. So again, we have f of x equals 3/4 times x minus 2, excuse me, squared plus 4, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Okay. So here, as you can see, we do have the graph, but you know it's kind of hard to see. So what you can do is you can click and drag, right? You can zoom in also if necessary, as I did here. And what you can also do if you want is, you know, you click below here, right? You know, here's where you have the graph. You could have written y equals if you wanted. Let's put the points in. So we could put the points in parentheses, excuse me. We put parentheses 2, 4, close parentheses. To label it, see, tells you what it is. So we know the vertex is 2, 4. Again, the vertex, as you can see, that's where the graph changes direction. And let's put in also 4, 7, just to make sure the graph passes through that. Let's click the label, and it does. So we're good, okay? You know, so don't be afraid to check using Desmos, okay? You know, it's free, it's there, you know, why not use it, okay? So that's what we have here. All right. Okay, let me go back to the, what, are there any questions at all? Okay, so let me stop sharing this and get back to the notes, because then everyone here is going to try some problems. Yep, here we go. So here, what I want everyone to do is I want everyone to try, you know, try these questions. They're very similar to what I did before. Make it look a little nicer. You know, you want to find a quadratic function whose vertex is this and passes through this, okay? Let me just add this, okay? Hold on. Just want to make it look nicer, okay? So I want everyone to try that. Again, the notes I sent you last time, they do have the, what do you call it, the quadratic function in there, okay? Okay, so I want everyone to try this out now. So I'm going to stop the recording for a bit. Take about, like, you know, 4 or 5 minutes, okay?